All right, so our next celebrity act features elected officials spanning the city, county, and state. And each act member has made education and preparing the next generation of youth for employment a priority. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Portland Mayor Sam Adams, Commissioner Loretta Smith, and Representative Lou Frederick. Nice work, Sam.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for coming out tonight. My name is Loretta Smith, and I am Multnomah County's newest county commissioner. And I want to tell you, the mayor set me up because I would have been dancing tonight had I known it was this kind of party. But just like they said in my original campaign about a year ago, they said I had a 7% chance of winning. I probably have half of that tonight if you all don't help me. I have a poem tonight called Stay in School by Leon Thomas Lee, and this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna repeat after me, say, stay in school, don't be a fool. Stay in school, don't be a fool. Okay, let's try that again. Stay in school, don't be a fool. So every time I repeat a phrase, you say stay in school, and this side says don't be a fool. Let's try that. Stay in school. Don't be a fool. Yay! Okay. A dropout gets left out. Stay in school. Don't be a fool. A dropout gets pushed out. Show me your name, what does it mean? Show me your ring, you're in the scene. Stay in school, don't be a fool. Without an education, there is no beginning. Without education, you are winning. Stay in school, don't be a fool. Stay in school, student, maintain your cool. It's so hard to get a job nowadays. So, show me your diploma, you're in the groove. You don't have to be smart to finish school. Stay in school, don't be a fool. But you are a square if you're not there. Drop out, you can start back. Students that are in school, you are on the right track. Stay in school, don't be a fool. And lastly, you can stand around the corner watching the school bus go by. You know deep down inside you want to cry. It's good to stop drinking, it's good to stop smoking. When you are thinking about stopping your education, my friend, you better start thinking. Stay in school, don't be a fool. Yes, and that was by Leon Thomas Lee, Stay in School.
Hello there, I'm Lou Frederick. I'm state representative for North and Northeast Portland. How many of you live in North and Northeast Portland? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'm gonna do something that's not quite as audience participation at this particular point. I was gonna start singing something from Sam Cooke, but I decided I probably shouldn't do that right now. No. A couple of bars, all right? Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about science books, don't know nothing about the French I took, but I do know that I love you. And I know that if you loved me too, what a wonderful world this would be. All right. I'm going to read two poems. One is by Langston Hughes. Now, most people know about Langston Hughes, and they remember a poem called What Happens to a Dream Deferred, because one of the lines from it is part of a well-known play, Raisin in the Sun. But he wrote a lot of poems and expressed a lot of emotion. This one's about the richness of black people's history, which, by the way, did not start with slave ships. You know, I was fortunate to be brought up in an environment where It was where we taught a lot about our African culture. And until I came here, I thought everyone was brought up in that same environment. So here's a poem by Langston Hughes that's called, and I'll have to explain this, no, I won't have to explain it. It's called The Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. And a little lighter poem. This one's by Shel Silverstein, who I happen to like quite a bit. This is called Asians. If we meet and I say hi, that's a salutation. If you ask me how I feel, that's consideration. If we stop and talk a while, that's a conversation. If we understand each other, that's communication. If we argue, scream, and fight, that's an altercation. If we later apologize, that's reconciliation. If we help each other home, that's cooperation. And all these Asians added up make civilization. And if I say this is a wonderful poem, is that an exaggeration? Thank you.
This is my favorite poem. I wrote it myself. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I had the measles, and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. Instrument break. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are big and big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. Piano instrument. I took it right out of the hands of a 7th grader on the way over here. And there's one more. Oh, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. I think I have the instamatic flu. Tambourine instrument break. I cough and I sneeze and I gasp and I choke and I'm sure that my left leg is broke. I don't know the names of these, but what are they called? Sticks. Stick. I was probably the only 3rd grader to flunk sticks. My back is wrenched, my ankle sprained, my appendix pains each time it rains. My toes are cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. Cats meowing. last year I had the assistance of my colleague Amanda Fritz, who can't be up here because she's a candidate for re-election, but I think she's in the crowd. Are you out there, Amanda? Sorry, Amanda Fritz, people. Thank you, Amanda. I really need you. Oh, extra Morocco. You always have to have a spare. Where was I? Did I do my neck is stiff, my voice is weak? I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. What are these called? All right, castanets. These are two-handed castanets. I got them off the internet. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight, my temperature is 108, my brain is shrunk, I cannot hear, there's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart, what is it you say? Oh, it's Saturday. Goodbye, I'm gonna go play bongos.